it's Ollie from Formula Fast here. Welcome to the 2019 British Rental Kart Championship Drivers Briefing video. I'll be explaining a few safety points, the pit stop procedure and the flags that we're using on the day. So, moving straight on to the first bit, we're going to traffic lights to start with, and they are dotted around the entire circuit. They'll all change at the same time, and when they're on greens, the karts will work at full power. However, if we change the lights to reds or yellows, the karts will lose about 90% of their power until the green lights come back on again. So if you feel the kart suddenly slow down, the first thing you do is check the lights. The red light means stop gently wherever you are on circuit, and a yellow light means walking speed and no overtaking. If you are stopped under a red light, the race may resume fairly quickly, so be ready to go with your visors down and watching the traffic lights. Yellows will also be displayed after your one-lap qualifying, for the rolling start, and after the checker flag. The flags will mainly be shown at race control, but it is always up to you as a driver to be responsible for looking out for these flags. The blue flag is used if you're a back marker with a faster car behind you. If you're shown the blue flag, you must let the car behind you pass within one full lap. The marshal showing the blue flag will also point at you so you know the flag is for you. This flag may also be shown from a marshal post on circuit where and when possible. The black and white flag is a warning flag and used to tell you that your standard of driving needs to improve. If the black flag is shown to you, it means you must complete a pit stop. However, if the scenario arises that we have to pull a driver off the circuit, we will also use that black flag to bring them into the pit lane where they can safely exit the kart. The bad pass flag is a red flag with a black chevron. If this is shown to you, it means you've just gained an unfair advantage or position via an overtake you've made. You need to let the driver behind you back past within one lap. Please be aware that sometimes race control will have to review the footage, and it can take a couple of laps before we show that bad pass flag. Failure to let a driver back through within one lap means you will be shown the black flag and you must complete a pit stop. Qualifying is a one-lap super pole. You'll be sent out the pit lane for your outlap in a staggered formation, and when you come around to start your flying lap, it is up to you as a driver to make sure you're giving yourself enough space to complete the lap without interfering with any other drivers. After everyone has crossed the finish line, we'll then show the checker flag to signify walking speed and no overtaking. The start of your race will be a single file rolling start. The person at the front of this line will control the speed, however it will be under yellow light conditions. Once the lights go green, you may start driving at full speed, however you cannot start racing or overtaking it until you've crossed the start line. Please note that brake checking the driver behind you will run the risk of being penalised by race control. The pit lane will open for pit stops after the first lap of the race, and you may not pit before that point. It will close roughly 2 minutes towards the end and will show a pit closing screen to all drivers at that point. If you haven't pitted when you've been shown the pit closing screen, you must complete your pit stop on that lap. It is up to drivers to look out for that last chance to pit screen at race control. If you fail to complete your pit stop by the end of the race, you'll receive last place points. BRKC 2019 the same laser assisted pit stop system as the previous year. When coming into the pit lane, please signify the driver behind by raising one hand and staying within the pit lane entry lines. When coming into the pit lane, you must cross the beam of the first laser assisted pit stop system. Once that beam has been broken, a red light will be shown to you. That red light means the countdown has started, and when the countdown finishes, a green light will be shown. When the green light is shown, you can then move forward to the next laser assisted pit stop system. There will be 2 of these systems in the pit lane, which means there is no speed limit in the pit lane, as those 2 lasers are there to control your speed. You don't have to fully stop your kart for the system. You are allowed to keep the kart moving at a slow pace so as to keep the beam broken and keep the red light on. However, this does run the risk of overshooting and allowing the beam to reconnect before the allotted time has finished. If the beam is allowed to reconnect before the allotted time is finished, a yellow light will be shown. If the yellow light has been shown, this is a false stop. For every yellow light you receive in the pit lane, you must complete an extra pit stop. So if you fail both pit stop systems, you get 2 yellow lights, that means 2 more pit stops. Moving on to your race gear. If you're wearing body, ankle or wrist weights, you must make sure those are securely fitted underneath the race suit. Race suits must be done up with sleeves down and belts secured. With helmets, tinted visors is not recommended, but if you enjoy looking fancy, please remember that there may be slightly darker view in the evening, making it a little more difficult to distinguish between the flags. All visors must be closed, however you may leave a small gap to let some air in during the race so your visor doesn't steam up. If we do spot a driver that hasn't done their helmet up during the race, you'll have to red light the entire session, so please remember to do your helmets up before going out on track. You must be weighted to 90 kilograms or more at the end of each race, and the top 3 drivers will always be checked, although race control are allowed to spot check drivers at their own discretion. Formula Fast can provide 20 kilograms of kart ballast, so it is up to you as a driver to make sure you're at least 70 kilograms or more with all your gear on. Weighted seats are allowed, however, please remember the weight must be securely fitted into the back of the seat and upholstered in a way that means it isn't going to damage our cart seats. You can visit brkc.co.uk for instructions on how to build your own weighted seat insert. I'll also leave a link in the description of this video. Just remember, if you're found underweight at the end of the race, it does mean you'll be disqualified and receive last place points for that race. Moving on to overtaking and defending. When overtaking your cart, you must make sure the full width of your car is alongside theirs before the main turning in point of the corner. If you find yourself alongside somebody, you must show good sportsmanship and not move across or push the car into the barrier. Driving a defensive line is allowed, but excessive weaving on circuit is not. If you do find yourself stuck on track, please do not get out of the car or try and move the car yourself. Hands and feet must stay within the confines of the car at all times. If you do get stuck, just put your hands up off the wheel and take your feet off the pedals. A member of staff will be there to push the cart back for you. Formula Fast will be testing the carts for hours before and the end of each BRKC day, and will aim to adjust the carts within 0.2 to tenths of a second from the top to the very bottom of the fleet. Please remember that tap temperature, tyre temperature, air temperature, humidity and the amount of fuel left in your car will affect lap times as the day goes on. Formula Fast will be solely in charge of monitoring the lap times and performance of each car, comparing this to previous rounds, test results, previous driver lap times and ongoing track conditions. If you believe there's a genuine issue with your car, please report to Formula Fast as soon as possible. However, if you've simply not done as well as you like in the race, please remember the biggest factor is your driving. You just ask someone who's been winning it every year. Finally, please remember this is just touching on the basic rules. The full rules and regulations must be read at brkc.co.uk/rules. Formula Fast ensure these rules to create a fun and fair event. If you have any questions regarding the format or anything I've been through in this video, please leave a comment or email me at ollie.fox@formulafast.co.uk. That's all from us here for now. We look forward to seeing you all next week. Any questions, don't hesitate to email, comment or call the venue on 01908 904 111. Thanks very much.